WNST.net. We're live in Houston, Ellery. This guy I've been a fan of. He used to bring his rock and roll brigade in here. And, of course, Chris Pica, our longtime contributor, joining us here. Kyle Turley, former New Orleans Saint. Two guys who were Saints.
That's right.
I only know them as sinners, quite frankly. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah, it's good to be with you.
Thank you for having us. Chris, I want you to set this up because there is a reason that you're in the middle of all of this, and you've been knowing Kyle Turley a long time.
I knew him when he was with the Saints, was a tremendous O-lineman for us. One of the great, and a town full of characters in New Orleans, which we learned over the years. Kyle became very much a part of the fabric of the city, and people really responded to him, not only as a football player, but they responded to him as a person. This is a guy who was in Mardi Gras parades and had a lot of fun, and people it was amazing to watch him walk into a room and how people reacted to him, kids and adults. And he was really one of the most loved members of those Saints teams that I was a part of.
I'm sure you were understated
my
before
hands
you got
are not
to
around his neck, I promise.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What are you doing, man? I mean, first
good.
off, a lot of guys like you, and I've seen this sort of, you brought a hippie brigade in here about 10 years ago with a rock and roll band, and you had like the whole thing going on. And I was kind of expecting a little bit of that, but it feels like you're even mellowing a little bit here.
Just getting old.
That's what we call mellowing. That's a nice way of saying getting old.
Oh, man, the game, it takes a toll for sure, and it catches up to you. So, I had a lot to give. I still give it. I still perform. I'm up on the stage with my country project. I just stopped doing the touring. I'm playing a metal project as well. That's taking a lot of focus right now. So I got two music projects that are working. My metal project, Delta Doom, is really doing well. And
you doing metal and country?
Yeah, I play drums, and so I had to figure something out to play drums in a band. And so I play drums and sing in my metal band, Delta Doom, and then I play guitar and sing in my country band, and stand up there. So,
but home's California.
Yeah,
now, right?
California, Southern Cal, back to home in the Valley outside L.A.
Chris, this guy was crazy when he played now. So you give me your best Kyle Turley story.
I think the only story I can remember, and most people would remember, was the night of the Jets game when he decided to try to take the head off of a Jets player who tried to take the head off of Aaron Brooks in a Sunday night game.
I was glad you didn't say 9/11.
No. My memory of that is I'm the sideline PR contact. So I'm the guy down the sidelines getting injury reports up to the booth and taking care of whatever the coaches need on the sidelines just from a PR standpoint. So unfortunately, Mr. Turley here was excused from the remainder of the game. So that also meant...
he was tapped on the shoulder very politely.
Yes, exactly. Yes, he was.
I ran off. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen.
He comes to the sidelines.
I let go of that helmet. I'm out of here.
I think we were just all stunned. We were all stunned on the sidelines. I think it was like, oh my God, this just happened.
Yeah, did that happen?
Yeah. So he comes
Me
over.
too. That's funny. I had the same reaction. I was literally in the moment going, am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know what, man?
Am I in the Superdome right now just throwing this helmet?
Yep.
Yes, I did that. Yep. Wow.
And I'll be talking about it 20 years from now.
Yep.
Please win. Please win.
Right.
Please win.
So he comes off. He comes off the field and he's romping and stomping. So anyway, we've got to walk him to the locker room. Now, my responsibility as the PR person is I know what's going to happen. I know that 4 or 5 television cameras are going to try to walk him into that tunnel area in front of it.
Follow.
In front of it, from the front, okay? I have a very eager ESPN cameraman who is desperate to try to get his camera as close as he can right in front of Kyle as we're walking back. So there's a picture of he and I.
So sort of like a Madonna Sean Penn era.
Yeah, let's call it a paparazzi moment.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, what you don't see is Kyle standing next to me, and the camera guy is next to me, and he's trying to get in front. I said, you don't want to do that. And I'm literally hooking the guy because what I'm afraid is going to happen is a $20,000 camera is going to go flying in the Superdome, and it's going to be my fault because I let it happen. But walking him off, he was calm, but it's like, it was just sort of surreal.
You're not the catcher in the rye. You can't protect everyone.
No, you can't, but it was like I was trying to protect the guy from himself, because
Thank you.
Listen, people don't understand.
I'm sure you got a letter, got a FedEx from the league office.
Oh, yeah.
He
did.
Anyway,
25 G's.
Yeah.
Out the paycheck.
What could I have done with that money? Think what we could have for dinner with that tonight.
You did something we didn't like. Time to go to anger management now.
Well, it seemed like it might have worked. You seemed a lot less angry.
Yeah, no, that didn't work because I went in there and a guy was a Saints fan, and we just talked about like how ridiculous it was that I got sent to anger management for erupting in a football game when they tell me to go out there and set the tone for practice and fight everybody. So.
It's a mixed message.
In a moment of blindness, blind rage, as the psychologists like to call it, as I've been to many since. What
did they discover about you? Like when they, because we all thought you were a little crazy back then. What did they tell you? What was a professional diagnosis?
The professional diagnosis at the end of the day, after all testing, is that you played football. And that's it, pretty much, because they look at us and we're these young guys, and we have this stature, and you still look. I mean, I don't know how many times I hear every day, man, you look like you still play. I'm just like, God.
Except I weigh 50 pounds less, right?
I know this is the worst feeling every morning waking up, and I know I can't go play. Quit telling me I can, because it's so
right.
They're dealing with the disease. CTE is real. We have to accept that and move on. And that's what I've been able to do finally. But that only happened about 2 years ago, making a transition to cannabis. So what we're here to talk about, and this product I came out with.
We used to call it weed, but
no, it ain't.
Go ahead here, man. Carry on. I mean, I'm friends with Eugene Monroe and I get Ricky Williams. We've had a lot of guys.
That's all it is. This is legal. This is cannabis. This is in Texas, okay? And anybody can get this in any state. And when I found this, it changed my life. When I moved to California and started getting into the medical marijuana program and understanding the difference between how these other strains and parts of this plant acted medicinally with you, being a person who's been stricken on pharmaceuticals for 20 years, 1996, I blew my knee out at San Diego State.
Name the amount of drugs you've been on legally prescribed through football.
Again, I have early onset Alzheimer's, but let me think.
Toradol,
Percocet, Toradol, Vicodin, Lortab, Darvocet, Flexerol, Ambien, Vioxx, all these drugs. Half of them are taken off the shelves in America. We were popping bottles, and these were being handed out to us, unfortunately. And it's just a lack of attention. There was a whole era of that, the Rush Limbaugh era. I mean, had guys like him even coming under scrutiny with the whole pill thing when he was being able to order thousands of them.
I was hoping it was going to fix it, but it didn't fix it. It didn't.
Well, they don't fix anybody, and that's the reality.
They don't make right wrong.
And this does. And I gave all those up and found my answer in cannabis, and my life has been changed for the better since.
How long did it take you from the time you started, when you started taking that, to when you actually started to feel like maybe yourself again, whatever that define that is?
It was about a 2-month period of detox off of, because it wasn't just the painkillers, muscle wax, all these other things that everybody takes. It was dealing with CTE, and psych meds became a part of my regimen. So coming off pain pills, I was never a abuser guy. I only took the recommended dosage, 1, 2, this, that, a day. It was enough for me. And but when the psych meds came into play here, Wellbutrin, Depakote, Zoloft, they turned me into a zombie. And then those drugs have an attachment to you that it took about 2 months to come off of all those. Sitting in my house, gave my keys to my wife, you drive me everywhere, this is what's happening. Well, I didn't tell her right away. She got on to me about it. But I made it through. In the first month out, it started to get unbelievably better, and I was making it through because I found certain strains of cannabis that were, I knew right away, this can help me get off of those. And so I just I bought a whole bunch of it, because I was going to this dispensary, this shop, that shop, trying to track down all these things because I was noticing.
This is medical California.
Yeah, in California, and so I had to take advantage of that. I found it. I found the strain, and when I found the strain, it resolved these issues that no psych med can touch. I have a strain of marijuana that crushes anxiety, light sensitivity, rage, mood issues. I'm back. You see what you see because of that.
Dude, you look really good, man. You sound good. I mean, Chris has seen you in all sorts of states through all of this.
Yes,
and,
he has.
I think there were times where he was truly concerned. He's always wanted to come over and do a segment with you or whatever. I said he didn't sing in the band about 5 years ago. But so tell me about this product. And first off, my wife's been battling leukemia the last 3 years, right?
Oh, man.
Well, she's fine. I mean, she had her life saved on the bone marrow registry. But along with, I can't begin to name the chemos she's on at this point, prednisone right this moment to get her muscularity back, and it's helped the quality of her life unbelievable. Last 6 weeks, she's taken a bigger turn for the better because of prednisone. But I can't begin to tell you.
Is she taking TMZ, the cancer drug TMZ?
No.
Okay. Well, any cancer drug that is directed towards cancer is improved over 50% with cannabidiol, with CBD alone. What you hold in your hand could improve the success rate of your wife's cancer treatments by over 50%. And these studies are in animals across the world.
Well, we've seen all this stuff on Vice. And
our country's just really behind on this. They're putting it in pharmacies in Israel, up in the Netherlands, in these areas, where we say these advanced civilizations live, with all this progress, and they don't have crime and this stuff. These people understand this, and we need to start understanding it. And I went to the best sources, the best people that I found in this industry because it's been a mess. They've allowed this thing to be a mess, and all these states and just corruption, and you don't know what's getting. And so I've been able to meet the right people along the way over the last 2 years of having my experience and going and find the right people to work with, and created my own company. So I know this product's good and it will help people. And anybody can right now go to neuroarmor.com, O-U-R, and get this. This is a 50-state legal product. You can have it shipped to your door tomorrow.
You got a book here you wanted to promote.
Yes.
Tell me about that as well.
The View from the O-Line. Go check that out. Get that on Amazon. Howard Mudd, Richard Lister, an author, a guy with a long-time offensive line guru, Howard
Mudd was a guru.
Yeah,
absolutely.
One of the best ever, and responsible for other coaches in my life that are in this book: Tony Baselli, Joe Saturday, Matt Burke, and all these guys. Tarek Glenn. It's great offensive lineman. You want to understand offensive line play, the mentality of an offensive lineman, get this book. It's on Amazon.com right now.
Even Peyton Manning says it's okay.
That's right. Peyton Manning endorsed it as well. So, and forwards are by Dan Fouts and Andy Reid. So a lot of good things for a young football player to learn in here.
I wish we had more time. I'd sit here and grill the hell out of you on this stuff.
Well, that's yours.
I'm going to give you a call. Well, I don't know what my deal with my wife or what, but I can't begin to tell you how much literature. And it wasn't about like smoking weed or any sort of that old. It was more the science of all of this.
Yes.
That has come to my wife, and my wife's life was in peril, and people saying Colorado this and California that. And again, I see it more and feel it more from the NFL than any other place. Rock stars, musicians, movie stars. It's mostly football players in my space that are talking about this and getting medical people to talk about how this has helped them.
We've been the guinea pigs of the pharmaceutical industry. That's the truth. And
no one else goes to work and has the kind of impact that football players have.
Or the opportunity freely. In certain areas. It's different now. The league's taking a much better stance on it. There is improvement made, but that's only been because of the players. And so hopefully they'll continue to listen to the players. Next year, I'm hoping that they won't even test for it and allow players to make their own choices, and then they will witness for themselves which states or which teams are better. And it's going to be the teams in the states with cannabis, where it's legal for the players to access that and use it. And they will see very clearly in one football season the difference on how those players are able to recover from their injuries and deal with a season and the success rate of their football teams versus the opiates.
Dude, the Broncos have enough advantages, okay? We don't need to be helping them.
Players can't get drug tested still, and and they'll still get put in the program if they get pulled over by a cop and they even say something that they smelled it. And even in these medical states, that happens. And the players just have no voice. So as a retired player, as a former player, I'm saying what I'm saying for these young guys, because what you will see, the benefits will be longer careers, better outcomes, and families stay together. That's important to me.
After the impactfund.org is a place to learn some more, as well as at neuroarmor.com, and the book is The View from the O-Line. He is a new world man, Kyle Turley, and as someone that knows you a little bit, glad to see you doing so well. I know Chris is someone that knows and cares a lot about you. This guy looks good, doesn't he? Look at him.
It's looking really good.
That Who Dat Nation. That Who Dat Nation is special. Yeah.
New Orleans, a place where the Ravens go to win Super Bowls, is what I say. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
Awesome. Thank you so much.